Good morning, everyone. This is Kunal here. Today we are going to read about the fundamental rights and duties. It is chapter 19. Chapter at a glance. If, like most of the democratic countries, Indian Constitution also possesses fundamental rights. United States of America was the first country to incorporate the fundamental rights in its constitution. After that, Germany, Ireland, and Russia adopted them. During our freedom struggle, our national leaders realized the importance of the fundamental rights for the people. The word fundamental emphasizes the following points. The Constitution of India has separately inserted them. The Constitution has made special provisions for the protection. Their rights are justiciable, and these rights are the part of the Constitution and have constitutional status. The fundamental rights are placed above the ordinary right to the ordinary rights are not protected and guaranteed by the constitution of the country, but the fundamental rights are protected by the constitution. The Supreme Court and the High Courts have been given the power to enforce fundamental rights through their writs, orders or direction. Initially, there are 7 fundamental rights enshrined in Part 3 of the Indian Constitution. These included the right to property, which was removed from the list of the fundamental rights by the 44th Constitutional Amendment. Now there are only 6 fundamental rights. The 6 fundamental rights recognized by the Indian Constitution are: first, right to equality, including equality before law, prohibition of discrimination on the grounds of religion, caste, race, gender, or place of birth, and equality of opportunity in matters of the employment, abolition of untouchability, and the abolition of titles. Right to freedom, which includes speech and expression, assembly, association or union or cooperative movement, residence, and right to practice any profession or occupation. Some of these rights are subject to security of the state, friendly relations with foreign countries, public order, decency and morality. Right to life and liberty, right to education, protection in respect to the conviction in offences, and protection against arrest and detention in certain cases. Third, right against exploitation, prohibition all forms of forced labor, child labor, and traffic in human beings. Fourth, right to freedom of religion, including freedom of conscience and free profession, practice and propagation of religion, freedom to manage religious affairs, freedom from certain taxes, and freedom from religious instructions in certain educational institutes. Cultural and educational rights, preserving right of any section of citizens to conserve their culture, language, or script, and right of the minorities to establish and administer educational institutions of their choices. Sixth, right to constitutional remedies for enforcement of fundamental rights. The fundamental rights are included in the Constitution because they were considered essential for the development of the personality of every individual and to preserve human dignity. All people, irrespective of race, religion, caste, or gender, have been given the right to move to the Supreme Court and the High Court for the enforcement of the fundamental rights. These fundamental rights help not only in protection but also in prevention of gross violation of human rights. They emphasize on the fundamental unity of India by guaranteeing to all citizens the access and use of the same facilities irrespective of background. These courts can issue order and give directive to the government for the enforcement of rights. Such directives or special orders are known as writs. There are 5 types of writs, namely quo warranto, habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, and certiorari. Fundamental rights are justiciable, not absolute. Many reasonable restrictions have been imposed on their enjoyment in the interest of security, health, and public order. But sometimes the restrictions are misused by the government due to political reasons. In such circumstances, the Supreme Court and the High Courts have been given the power to check the violation of the fundamental rights by the states or by the individual. Under the right to constitutional remedies, the court can protect or restore fundamental rights of individuals. Right becomes meaningless if there are no duties to perform. Therefore, the Constitution lays down some fundamental duties in Part 4A of the Constitution. Under Article 51A, there are 11 important fundamental duties. Thank you and thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Om Shanti, and we'll continue the chapter tomorrow.